Right, hey, it's Sunday, November 30th. Woohoo! My gosh. You know what's great about this year is we've made it through 2026 and the Deagle report. Predictions are not accurate. If you remember, the Deagle report was the population of the United States would be at like 99 million. So that would be like 2/3 of us dead. So that's a good thing, right? Not all conspiracy theories come true. Some of them do, though, so you never know which ones. Anyway, I'm going to do just a real quick, I thought I would show you a little bit going on in the backyard here, some of these experiments. So I don't know if you remember, and I'm going to take this off. I'm trying to grow duck food. My ducks are wandering off now because they want more stuff. They've eaten everything in the yard. And I've been growing this stuff, and they're not eating it. They don't like it. Rabbits don't like it. This is like a water hyacinth thing. So now I'm just opening the pans up and letting them bathe in it, which they do love that. So I'll show you what my next project is. So we gotta feed I gotta find a way to feed these ducks without buying the pellets, and they don't even really like the pellets. So let me show you the other project I got going on. I am calling this a semi-automatic duck feeder. So what it is, and I've done something similar to this that was successful. So I've got this fenced off so they can't really get in here. And then this is a little green weed, purslane type plant. I don't even know, but the ducks do like it. And then what I do on the outside here is I have this pan. The ducks love to get in here, and they make a huge mess in it. And then every day I've been dumping the water onto the thing there to fertilize it from both of them. And the plan is these weeds will come and grow through here, and anything that comes out of the fencing, the ducks can have. But there'll be a core, a core set of plants that can always regenerate. And yeah, I did this really successfully in Texas with rabbits. I had a colony rabbit project I was doing, and in that, I was growing sweet potatoes inside the fenced area, and whatever leaves came out, the rabbits could come and nibble on, and they loved that. It worked pretty well. So anyway, and I think I found the nest eggs. So let me turn this around and show you. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you see that back in there. There we go. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them. I've been taking out like three a day, and I always thank of course the ducks see everything, and I always thank the ducks, so they know. Hey, you guys, thank you. I got 4 drakes, that's boys, and 3 hens, and I tried to catch 2 of the drakes and process them because we're getting a little bit too much duck pressure here. And so I got to, in addition to making these little automatic duck feeding growing areas, I really have to come up with some, reducing the population. You don't need 4 boys, right? So here I am, globalist. We're going to reduce the population. Oh, God, it's terrible. There are definitely, when you've managed and ran a small homestead, large livestock operation, then you totally recognize that humans are being raised and treated as livestock. Doesn't have to be that way, but it is. All right, let's get on with all the fun stuff. I'm going to wander down the street and see how that goes. I need to wash the school bus. What do you think? Yeah. Okay, so Thanksgiving. Had a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner with friends over at the bookstore. Tony and Rosa, older, their kids are gone, so they often have a really lovely gathering with a bunch of us, and it really was lovely. And one thing I love about Thanksgiving dinner, so I'll bring like really, really healthy stuff. I brought a really nice salad, and locally grown greens and everything, and then when I get there, I don't eat any of the healthy stuff. I eat all the junk. I was talking to Monica about how there was a naturopath that I worked with years ago, and maybe a decade ago or more, and he was in his 70s then, and his story was, in his 30s or 40s, he terrible health condition, was supposed to die, and then he figured out. He has this one wonderful statement that I've used over and over again since then, and it is I've added to it on the physical level, but he says there's only two causes for disease. One is toxicity, and the other is malnutrition. And so that's what his whole business was all about, was working on those two things. Now, I've added on the physical level because we all know there's emotional and stress and other things like that. But what a wonderful guy. And I tried to find his name in my data. I can't find him anymore. I don't know if he's still alive or not. But he lived a good 30 or 40 years past whatever the medical system thought he would do. Anyway, that's such a great perspective on things. Anyway, he had a wonderful thing, so he was super clean, concerned about his food. Obviously, it was his business. And people used to ask him, so what do you do on Thanksgiving when, there's the pumpkin pie and the apple pie? What do you do? And he says, I get a slice of both. I'm like, that's a man after my own heart. So I had 2 slices of pie too. Oh, what the heck is that? I don't know. Man, I've been pulling so much garbage out of this yard. It's crazy. That is sharp rocks. So, I'm so excited. Silver closed at 56.72 on Friday. And I'm going to try to get this out to you tonight. And Monday is going to be so interesting. Like, it's going to be interesting because so the system, it's breaking down. We are at that point where it is breaking. Hallelujah. I've been waiting for this for 25 years. The COMEX shut down for like 11 hours, especially for silver trading. And they said, oh, it's a little technical glitch. The data center was overheating. It's complete bullshit. First of all, it's a low volume trading day, so there wasn't that much, like the computers weren't being used that much. And second of all, it was 25 degrees outside. And third of all, I'm reading a bunch of guys on X. They're like, I am an AC installer for data centers, and I'm going to tell you, they don't have just double redundancy; they have triple redundancy. There's no way there could have been a heat malfunction. Of course, there wasn't. They're in deep trouble. London's out of metal, COMEX is out of metal, all kinds of places out of metal, all kinds of industrial users needing metal, countries wanting metal, India, China, Russia, everybody. So really, really recommend you go get some silver immediately. I put an alert out yesterday. Again, I used JM bullion for years. I've used SD bullion. I use them now because they ship to Puerto Rico. Buy the junk silver, buy the constitutional silver. They're the dimes and the quarters and the half dollars and the dollars. And the reason why, and I'm going to give you some possible scenarios of what can come out as silver gets out of control, the price of it anyway, or out of their control. That's the problem with the price. Well, that's not the problem. That's the incredible gift, is they have been controlling the price for all these years, and they've been suppressing it downwards. I've used both of those companies. You just go online and you pay them, and they'll mail it to you constant, and it comes in a brown package, and on your credit card it says something benign like Statue Company or something. So it's not like, they're very good. They do deliver, and I really recommend those, and this is for Americans, and if you're in another country, translate it into what your country's currency is. But there is a very good likelihood at some point in time that the U.S. government may make it, they may try to round up all the silver from citizens. Now, they've done that with gold in the past, so they may try to confiscate the silver. But there's always a way. Remember, I told you there's always a way. And in the last time they did this with gold, like back in the 1930s, gold coins that were, minted in the U.S. and I believe they were considered, they had numismatic value or something, they were exempt. So I believe, first of all, these coins are minted by the U.S. government. They're lawful constitutional money. So I don't think that they can confiscate those. And also, there's also another, is it a Hermetic principle? If you've ever read the Kabbalion, that's a really wonderful guide the spiritual truths. And one of the spiritual truths is things turn into their opposites, right? So at one point in time, tomatoes, this guy made money by selling tickets to people to watch him eat a tomato. They were all sure he was going to die, right? Because tomatoes were considered horribly toxic and poisonous. Now, what do we got with tomatoes, right? Same thing with tobacco, right? Tobacco used to be sacred, and now it's, right? So all things do turn into their opposites, and constant, dimes and quarters and that is called junk silver because it was the cheapest. It's the cheapest form of silver that you could buy, right? It's the least expensive way. Honestly, I've always felt it was the best because it's small denominations, easily recognizable by anybody. You can just see, everybody knows what a dime and a quarter looks like. Because they're so small, nobody's really counterfeited them. And there will be counterfeiting. You can believe that. So anyway, JM Bullion, SD Bullion, you go and you buy these rolls of dimes or bags of quarters or whatever. Really recommend you do that soon. I mean, I think when this starts to get out, it's going to be amazing. Hey, doggo. Yes, I'm so glad you're behind. Oh, shit, I still haven't gotten some kind of defense thing for dogs. I'm so glad he's behind his fencing in that one, too. I totally understand people wanting to have big, ferocious dogs to protect their property. I get that. It's when they get out is the problem. Okay, so buy some silver. Please go buy some silver. And then again, if you're not comfortable with this online thing, Kirk Elliott, I've done 2 interviews with him now. You can see he's a real guy. He's genuine. So far, all my dealings with him have been very straightforward and honest. And he's got a team that works with him, and you can talk to a real human being and have a broker that will help set you up with whatever you want and need. Honestly, gold will be great too, but I think silver is going to be by far the thing. And I think almost what might be the highest premiums is silver eagles, which have been minted recently, but they're just beautiful coins. And the U.S. government itself has made a little notch in them. There's a lot of speculation about what that notch is for, but it looks like it'll be a part of whatever the new currency system is. So anyway, so exciting. I'm just really happy about that. Please, anything you have. You get a $5 roll of dimes for $200. Please go do it. It'll make a huge difference for you going forward. All right. Some other possible things, by the way, I'm going to riff on this a little bit. So the COMEX may shut down. There is a possibility. I don't think this is going to happen, but there is a possibility that we could have, the banks could crater in this thing. I don't think so, because I think things are still fairly well controlled, but we could have a banking holiday and and all that. I don't really see it, but you got to realize that the big banks, and the biggest one of all is JP Morgan, is the biggest rigger of all. And they're the biggest holder of all the derivatives on the planet. So, I mean, you see the connection here, right? If there are quote unquote good guys, white hats or whatever, I need a white hat. One possible tactic, which will be painful, is to destroy clearly the powers that be know what's going on, and they're making plans for it, to destroy the system ahead of their schedule and throw them on balance. Now that could be a strategy. So that would definitely be a, hi sweetie, how you doing? Oh my goodness, look at here. Beautiful horse. Hi sweetie. Yeah, I'll get you some grass. I'll get you some. Beautiful. Nice conformation. Yeah. I just feel sorry for one horse in a paddock. They're herd animals. And I think they probably also get nervous about these dogs that get loose occasionally too. I know, sweetie. Yeah, I will get you some. I got to go over there to get it. Yeah, I gotta go over there to get it. Yeah. Aw. Okay. So that could be. I don't know. We're in this crazy vortex. I will get into what my predictions are and how Polymarket confirmed it in just a second here, but I'm going in order, and I totally do things randomly throughout the week. And if you want a structured podcast, then you need to listen to somebody else. All right. TokenSolano.com. TokenSolano.com. Somebody sent me this link. Yes, sweetie? Yeah. You really do want some gas, huh? Yeah. You know what I bet you'd really like is a cube of sugar. Oh, yeah. I'll try to get you something like that. It'd be good. Terrible for your teeth. But I know. I'll be back. I promise. I'll get you some. I haven't forgotten you. Yeah, tokensolano.com. You can go there and create your own cryptocurrency. Apparently, I'd heard this on the Solana network and the Ethereum network. It's very, very easy to create your own cryptocurrency. Maybe you want to do that. I don't know. Getting other people to believe your cryptocurrency is worth something is an interesting thing. Most of them are absolutely worth nothing. So anyway, I got into some statistics on. By the way, yeah, here we go. Some statistics on this. So 37 million unique cryptos have been made. And so this is, like, of course, we know Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin and all that. But in addition to those, there's 37 million have been created. Now, what this reminds me of, in the beginning of any industry, there's always a massive amounts of, hi, puppies! Yes, you guys are cute too. We got these guys coming to visit. Hi, sweeties. No, I didn't bring anything this time. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like in the railroads, there were just like railroads everywhere, and same thing with newspapers. There were newspapers everywhere, and the same thing with airlines, and almost any industry you can think of. When I was in the cellular telephone industry, there was a whole bunch of different, and then they all there goes through a process of consolidation, and it'll drill down into, and I think with cryptos, it'll drill down to maybe 20 of them or so that are actually going to survive this period. It was kind of fun. I didn't make my own token because I'm like, I don't really need to spend time doing that. Yes, you guys are so cute. You're adorable. I cannot wait until I can get a farm and have a couple of dogs like you. Yeah. You don't eat chickens, do you? Oh, good. I heard about an island where everybody killed the dogs that ate chicken, and so none of the dogs ate chickens. I don't know where that island is. I might need to move there. So on CoinGecko, they only track about 18,441 because almost all of these tokens are absolutely worthless, right? They're like, you created a token, right? And that's why, and in this coming collapse, they'll all be gone. And even the vast majority of certainly that Dogecoin and the Shiba Inu or whatever, I mean, they were so cute. I actually wanted to buy them just because of the cute doggy, but I'm like, my investing self kicked in and said, we do not buy coins because of cute doggies, and so whatever. But I do like cute, oh yes, and you're following me, both of you guys, okay. Do you want to smell my feet? Yes, you can do that. It's okay. No, you got to get down. Okay. So apparently Trump had, so somebody posted an ex-post from Trump, the real Donald Trump. He canceled all of Biden's executive orders. I don't think any of it matters. Does any of that matter? Whatever. I wonder which ones I'm worried about that he had canceled now that would be beneficial. Anyway, so let me get back to my predictions on the whole market setup and situation. So I believe that we're in a setup that's very much like 1999, which was the dot-com bubble. And the dot-com bubble was hyped up, and the Fed kept lowering interest rates, which gave more easy money available, which helped hype up the whole thing. And then they pulled the plug. And actually, when was that? I'll have to go look at the numbers. It was in March or something like that of 2000. And then they just squashed that whole market. Now, the dot-com bubble was all about the internet, right? Now, just because the dot-com bubble burst didn't mean the internet went away. In fact, the internet, that's a hugely useful tool, right? We're doing something with it right now, right? The AI bubble will pop. That does not mean AI is going away. It means that a whole bunch of ridiculousness is going to be flushed out of the system. And so we had some Fed rate cuts. I think I've talked to you before. I was watching, who is it, Powell or whatever. And for the longest time, they would say, no, we're not going to cut rates. We're not going to cut rates. And then I noticed in the summer they kept revising the jobs numbers. And they kept saying, we'd only reported that we lost 14,000. Well, it turns out we lost 140,000. And they did that month after month after month until it was like over 1 million jobs that they had accidentally not accounted for correctly. And I'm like, this is an interesting twist in the narrative. I wonder what that's going to lead to. And what it led to was Powell shifting his narrative from, we got to protect the world from inflation, which is supposed to be the Fed's thing, to we have to be concerned about full employment. And I'm like, oh, okay. So they helped set him up with that conversation. Anyway, the general gist was that they were going to reduce it 3 times, and they've reduced it twice. And then the next Fed meeting is a week after next. And Polymarket, I love Polymarket, polymarket.com. I got to look and see how accurate it is, but there's an 88% chance, according to all the gamblers on Polymarket, that the Fed will cut by another quarter point, and I think they will too. This is looking very much like that same setup. So, also the flushes that they've done with cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is so tightly tied to the tech sector and the tech stocks that there's almost like a 97% correlation between the two. So, if they tank all of that. That's going anyway. I think they're doing what they call they just tank it to flush as many people out as they can, and then I think it's gonna run. I think it's gonna run like you aren't gonna believe. It's gonna be insane how it runs. They may need to let it run so much that people don't pay any attention to silver. I don't know, but I think we're gonna have an altcoin season like none other, and then the whole thing will be crashed. And it'll be like the 1929 crash. Except I don't think it'll come back in a decade. It'll take a lot longer than a decade for recovery from this particular experience. And, it's the savings of so many people are going to get wiped out. 401k and that whole thing. And we are looking like 2026 could really see the collapse of the banking system. Those of us who have been silver stackers for years thought that would destroy this. If silver had gotten to its rightful place years ago, then it would destroy the banking system. They could create as much money now. I don't think it matters, and they're just blatantly changing the rules. I don't think it matters that much. Anyway, that's my take. I think they're going to juice things for a while, and then pull the plug. So, all right, let's see what happens, eh? Yeah, that's the Polymarket. Let's go to the other page here. So beautiful. So beautiful. I love it when it rains. I've been meaning to get out more minerals and microbes onto my soil. I haven't done it in a couple of weeks. And every time it rains like this, I'm like, oh, I should do it, and then I go, I didn't get the video out for people though, so, oh well. Limited to, I got an email from OpenAI because I had a ChatGPT account. I quit. I canceled that subscription. I've been using Grok now because I can get a burner email. I can sign up with a burner email, a burner credit card, and a burner phone number. and grok and use a VPN, and I think I've got some degree of anonymity or whatever anyway, and then I'm going to actually just close that account and open a new one every other month or two to just keep changing the footprint. Anyway, so OpenAI is, is on their email list, and even though I'm no longer a subscriber, and they said, we just had a little security breach. Nothing to be afraid, nothing to be worried about, nothing at all. Don't worry. It's only your name, your email, your user ID, your browser, your location, your operating system. But don't worry, we don't think they got your chats. Like, that's so nice. Yeah, that's why I have burner IDs. That's why I have burner emails, burner credit cards. Like that's why we do that, right? Open AI. I mean, they're supposed to be pretty badass techno people, and they got breached. All right, it's a crazy world we live in. So, the Grew Network, we ran across this guy named Mike Ox, and he is actually a friend of Jeff. Doggone it, now why is Jeff's last name not coming to me? The Warrior Life guy. He's like our gun guy and bug out bag preparedness guy. I really like Jeff. I've known Jeff for at least a decade, if not longer, and really, so I've taken almost all of his courses. I really like it. I gotta say, preparing for a home invasion is a pretty tough one to take. Oh my God, you don't want to think about that. Anyway, he recommended this guy, Mike Ox, and it's going to be a training on Wednesday, and it's one of these free trainings. I'm going to go because I'm very interested, and it's like how to get your brain to calm down and how to get control of your thoughts. And I thought that's really interesting because he's normally a gun guy, and he does have a shooting class that's different from any other kind of, and I've taken, I'm not like a super gun person, but you should be armed and you should know some basics about shooting. Your accuracy doesn't have to be that great, but you should know how, have a weapon, know how to clean it, know how to fire it, have some understanding, how you're going to carry it when that time comes. I've played around with some different holsters. And this is just basic security 101. And I've taken different classes throughout the years to learn, handgun safety and, rifle marksmanship and stuff. And he has a really interesting handgun training that's based totally on a neurological response angle versus the normal, line up the sights and breathe and things. So I haven't taken it yet. I'm very interested in it. I'm going to go to the thing on Wednesday. It's free, so come join me. And he's got this whole thing about, he doesn't even talk about guns in there. I don't know if this is going to be a gun thing or not, but he spent a lot of time learning about neurological neurological responses and especially under stress. So we're all under stress. Okay, my puppy dogs. So I'll have a link for you down there. I just did an interview, thing with Origins Reclaimed. It was really, really good. It's new material I have not ever done before, and it's why backyard food production is critical to human survival. And they don't have a link for this yet, but as soon as it comes out, this will be another one of those just free. I don't think there's even an opt-in or anything, but it was really good, and they had a whole lineup of speakers. There are a lot of people doing really good stuff. Okay, I got to get some grass for this horse. And one of the things I was waiting, for my turn to present, and the speaker in front of me was talking about prison recidivism. So the amount of, people go into prison, get in that system, they generally go back, all of them. Like once you get into that lifestyle, I guess it's a lifestyle, right? Then, yeah, you generally go back over and over and over again. But if they have gardens there in the prison, and the inmates get involved with gardening, the rate of recidivism drops. I'm not saying that word right, but it drops by 65%. So in other words, these guys getting in touch with Earth and production and reality and sunlight, it makes them a lot healthier. Yeah. Okay, darling. Here you go. Here you go, sweetie. Here, let me give you this. There you go. I'm going to put it down because I got to go. It's getting dark and I need to read something. Aw. Smells like a horse. I love horses. I used to do a lot of horseback riding. You smell like a horse after you get done doing horseback riding. Okay, so that was very interesting. I'd heard that before, but growing food is a very, very healing activity. All right, now, so I got a little bit of light here, so I'm going to read this. And I want to read, this is from Yogananda. I started doing their meditation class, and I've kind of been getting into Yogananda. If you haven't read the autobiography of a yogi, oh, it's so good. Such a good book. It's on Audible. Yeah, I really recommend it. But so this is Yogananda talking about meditation. And this also ties into the Mike Ox training on, I'm looking for more techniques to quiet my mind and to be able to focus better. So, God's voice is silence. Only when restless thoughts cease can you hear the voice of the divine communicating through the silence of intuition. Don't you just love it? You can't hear the divine until you really can get quiet. When the devotee is in tune with the divine, he will hear, I have loved thee through the ages. I love thee now, and I shall love thee. I shall love thou'st until thou'st comes home. So, we have a lot more support than you can imagine. And meditation is definitely a key way of tapping into that directly, getting into that zone. Anyway, this is Marjory. It's getting dark. And, oh my goodness, look at there. That's see if I can get that on here. I believe that's a 5G tower right there. People used to say, oh, those are transformers. No, those aren't. I think there's only, Anyway, gosh, I wish I hadn't said that and spoiled that wonderful mood about connecting with God. But here we go. All right, I will be talking to you during the week, and Monday is going to be unbelievable. Let's watch the shenanigans. You can go order that silver right now online if you want at some of those places. Make a call with Kirk Elliott if you need to first thing in the morning. Get some silver. It'll change your life, and it's the final stages, and when it's gone, it's going to be gone. And I think by Christmas, that's all anybody's going to be talking about is silver. It's going to be amazing. Okay, I'll catch you later. Have a good one.